Not everything was doom and gloom in the 1990s, despite what I presented in the last chapter. The last decade or so has also seen some remarkable advances. There's been a real resurgence of substance over style, as the industry came to learn from the mistakes of the speculation boom. The developments in this chapter have significant impact on comic books' artistic evolution, how the industry survived the big bust, and how I believe it can continue to thrive. A strong inclination in the mainstream towards producing comic books that are entirely separate from what has come before is also evident. Rather than just putting superheroes into adult situations, as was done in the past, many mainstream comic publishers have been developing books that severely alter the superhero genre or abandon it altogether. The primary goal, of course, is to attract readers to these stories who have either never read comic books or decided that they've outgrown the comic books they read in their youth. Aside from their subject matter, a distinguishing characteristic of these books is that they are often finite stories. They commonly span a predetermined number of issues, and the stories have a definite beginning, middle, and end. This differs from the usual convention of having characters existing in a perpetual series of storylines from one month to the next, unmarked by the passage of time in the real world. That practice has resulted in the need to reboot stories once a decade or so, as with DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths series, and Marvel's recent move to start renumbering most of their series, beginning with new #1 issues in order to keep characters relevant and untangle years of snarled and sometimes contradictory events. It has also eroded readership as each passing year adds new levels of complexity and continuity to the ongoing story. And new readers simply can't jump into a story from any given issue. Continuing series do exist within the adult comic books I'm discussing here, but they tend to be more episodic in nature. Plot threads are developed every few issues so that new readers can get into the ongoing story more easily and glean what was missing through context. This sort of storytelling has made its way into mainstream superhero books as well, in an attempt to get more new blood into the industry. Though the superhero remains the dominant force in mainstream comic books, the market for different adult-oriented comic books has been rapidly growing, and a healthier diversity of genre has been discovered.